Thank you, and welcome back to Race Industry Week 2024. Lawrence Foster is with us this morning. Good morning, Lawrence.
Good morning. Good morning. It feels early over here.
It is. And we're going to be talking about a topic that you love, World Rally, right?
Oh, always love my my date with the WRC on Race Industry Week. So yeah, we should have a good half hour ahead.
Absolutely, and so my understanding is we have a short video from the WRC that we're going to be running as a little intro. So when I get the signal from our producer, we'll start with the video, and then we'll bring Peter Thul, who I believe is participating for the fourth or fifth time. So I think the WRC has been. Oh, there we go. There the video.
A heck of a season ahead. Let's see these guys off the line.
Look at that. That's amazing. Class, isn't it?
Thierry Neuville takes his 20th WRC victory here at Rally Monte Carlo. Bit of snow and ice this weekend. It's beautiful.
And that marks victory for Esa-Pekka Lappi. Japan Airlines, go on that!
Did you see those stones? Stones like this?
Either I left them or someone's nicked them.
You are now the most successful driver ever at one of the most iconic events on the calendar.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
1/10 of a second overall victory for Oyt Tanak.
That is second quickest, just unbelievable.
What? You know the movie Talladega Nights? Chicken bake, baby. Rally should be like this always.
Here's a first stage win for Sami Pairi. Aye.
And that, Bex, is a pivotal moment for this year's World Rally Championship.
Maybe you should stop crying and learn driving first on the road.
You're not going to let him get to you.
Nothing to say.
It's a disaster. It's a 21st career victory for Thierry Neuville.
That is really thick fog now. That's mad, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
That's going to change things around now.
It is a 21st career victory for Oyt Tanak.
The Drivers' Championship will go to Japan.
Tanak is off the road.
Toyota, the manufacturers' champions, they retain that title.
Thierry Neuville is champion.
Flat right to lock fall in 3 left top of the front, and 3 right very long fall.
What a great video, and what a great way to introduce Peter to the Race Industry. So good afternoon, Peter. On to you, Lawrence.
Well, thank you, Peter. Welcome back to Race Industry Week. And yeah, that video certainly gave us a taste there of the WRC. But a week and a half ago, if you weren't a fan of the WRC, if you sat through events in the season finale in Japan, I think you would have been. Just talk us through that dramatic finale.
Yes, can you, first of all, is it okay with the tone? Can you hear me properly?
I can hear you, Peter.
Wonderful. So it was a heartbreaking finale. Everything on the last minute. We went to Japan. There was only the decision between two Hyundai drivers who will be the world champion and who will be the champion for the manufacturer's title. And, you know, it came to the last day of the rally. Oyt Tanak went off, unfortunately, so Thierry was champion. But this was not the conclusion of them all. It was to the very last stage, to the power stage, in a nail-biting finale between Toyota and Hyundai. And you must imagine, we were in a tent surrounding a TV, together with Akio Toyoda and the chairman of Hyundai, Mr. Sung, and a lot of executive members of both manufacturers. And it was like in a football stadium. Up to the very last car, when the decision was made, and it was a fair congratulation, and this shows the extreme good partnership between Hyundai and Toyota. And not to forget, we had a podium complete by the third brand, by Ford. So it was just something Hollywood cannot do better.
And finally, a championship for Thierry Neuville after 5 runner-up spots in the World Championship.
Yes, he so deserved it, and we must know that He led the championship from the very first rally in Monte Carlo up to the finish, with ups and downs, with frustration, with triumphs. He had 2 victories, overall victories. Kalle made 4. Sebastian Ogier with a part-time program 3, and Elvin Evans and Esa-Pekka Lappi each won. That means 5 times victory for Hyundai and 8 times for Toyota. It was really, really a good season, and we are very happy with how the WRC 24 presented itself.
And I think we're only 8 weeks away from Monte Carlo starting the 2025 season. That starts on January the 23rd for the season opening Monte Carlo Rally. Peter, there is a big change in the Rally 1 class, the Rally 1 regulations for 2025. Just talk us through that.
It is. We started 3 years ago with both plug-in hybrid and full sustainable fuel. By the way, the first FIA World Championship to use full sustainable fuel. And after this successful period, it's a more strategic move now to get the full focus on full sustainable fuel, which makes also the technology less sophisticated, which allows us to have more cars, especially also to bridge the gap to young drivers. And as we are 100% still full sustainable, and the automotive world also in Europe is moving a little bit more in the direction of full sustainable fuel, I think we are on the right track to have the right technology for this fascinating championship.
And in terms of the performance, taking off the hybrid, removing that weight, slight adjustment to the engine restrictor, but we should see cars that are comparable in performance to the 2024 spec Rally 1 cars, correct?
100%. There will be a lot of spectacle, and let's say the engine mapping has to be revised a little bit, because in the low revs the hybrid gets some extra boost. Now it's gone, so they just changed the ratio of the gears a little bit. But you can be sure these cars will be ultra spectacular and performant as they were. And please remember, we did an experiment in Rally Poland when Martin Zesk was entering, just with the removed hybrid, and this car, the software was not adapted. So, and even though he was on the very first proper stage, just a glimpse slower than the fastest car, and finished 5th overall. So nobody should fear that it's less spectacular. I think we will have amazing rallies again.
Now, you mentioned Martin Zesk and the fact that you had a good dress rehearsal for this with his performance. So young drivers and local heroes, in terms of bolstering the factory ranks, is that a real possibility for 2025, seeing an increased Rally 1 field?
We do this with the manufacturers. You must know that we cannot cover the full program for a young driver in Rally 1. This is not what we can do, and also we have to be neutral on that. But all manufacturers know that we will support if they selected young drivers to compete in. So it happened with Martins. So it happened with Sami Pajari. We also gave some funding to Toyota. Now Sami is on a full-time next year. And we will do also in the upcoming season. So for all 3 brands, they get some funding from us. It's let's say it's just a kickoff to get things moved. But you should not forget that we also have a huge support, especially on overseas, for WRC 2 competitors by logistics support and so on. And this was the reason this caused a full field of competition. And also, I nearly forgot it, the decision in WRC 2 also was in Rally Japan on the last day of the rally. So nothing can be better, and we are working on it, that at least this tense and this spectacular fight will be the same in 25.
You mentioned WRC2 there, and obviously an incredible strength in depth in WRC2 at the moment. Great to see Sami Pajari moving up into a full-time Rally 1 seat. Fingers crossed that maybe there is opportunities for Martin Zesk beyond just one-offs. But looking at WRC2, is that optimized and working the way you want it? I mean, 7 events, as you say, a title that went down to the wire in Japan, but with one of the title contenders sat back at home on his settee, kind of watching rally TV. I mean, is there a way of sort of getting more head-to-heads between the top guys in WRC2? Not putting you on the spot there, Peter, but
yeah, I would love to do so, but you should not forget, if we say WRC2 is open to 13 events, then the guy with the biggest pocket, with the biggest budget will win. On the other hand, we must have a fair chance for that. And it's always that some fights will done remotely, let's say this way. But if you look back in the World of Rally Championship, even in the times of Walter Röhrl in '82, he was not competing on all events. It was also tactical because he had this Opel Ascona 400 rear-wheel drive against the Audi Quattros. So he also selected his events. It's a kind of tactic. And you should not forget, even if there is a WRC event, and let's say one of the main title contenders does not have his opponent fighting against him, there are kind of locals and guys. So it's no easy win on no rally at all. So therefore, I think the sporting value is big. And in order not to have the guy with the biggest pocket, the biggest budget to win, this is no other possibility than do the 7 nominated rallies, 6 best result counts.
And going back to Martin Cesc, looking at him as a case study for how the ERC can be a real sort of hothouse for new talent. Just talk to me about how the ERC, the pyramid into WRC kind of works as a maybe a destination in itself, but also as a feeder to the WRC.
Yeah, it works both ways. You know, sometimes you have drivers who are doing WRC2 in the World Rally Championship and cannot afford the budget, or let's say did it for a while but still want to win rallies, and then they go to ERC. We saw this with Hayden Paddon, 2 times European champion. We saw it on the other hand, people coming out of the ERC like Robert Wirwes, another shooting star, going to WRC, performing super well in Rally Poland. I remember that, and there are much more examples. So that means even if a driver has not the budget to do WRC2, he can do ERC and win overall rallies. And on the other hand, if he gets his partners, his sponsors, his budget together, he can move up to WRC and go for the big title in WRC2. So for us, it's a clear benefit. We see this on the number of entries. We had on some WRC events, we had 40 entries in the WRC2. And in ERC, it's also a story of success, having 30 to 40 cars in the top category. Not on each and every round, yes, for sure. But we have a straight development on getting larger fields and quality plus quantity. So this is really, and the sporting value, you can ask Hayden Paddon how much he has to fight. You can ask Mats Östberg how much you have to fight. So this is a clear sporting value, and this sporting value helps us to get young drivers for the WRC.
And in terms of integration of events as well, it seems that the ERC, especially with rotation of certain rallies, the ERC seems to be becoming more aligned with the WRC in that respect, moving rallies in, moving them out, allowing them to sustain themselves at a high level, maybe before entering the WRC.
Yeah, that's a clear example was Latvia, for example, this year. And on the other way around, it was Estonia going back, because some event organizers, some countries, they don't have the budget to do it every year. On the other hand, if they take a break for 1 year, all the volunteers and the whole structure of the organization is gone. This makes it very difficult. And this is an ideal thing, especially in the case of Latvia and Estonia. It was agreed between both parties, between us and FIA for sure. And then it was a win-win for everybody. And so it is, for example, next year with Croatia. Croatia will be part of ERC. It will be a very good event for ERC. And after 1 year, they will come back to WRC. So this is something we can work with. Rotation has to be done reasonably and in agreement with all the partners. I can hardly think that we would do a rotation in Sapphire Rally Kenya. But for this, especially for European events, you should not forget we have a limited of slots available, but a lot of demand, especially in Europe. On overseas, we have to grow the championship as a global World Rally Championship. So there will be naturally in the future maybe less European events. And in order not to lose them totally, there's always a chance to play this game, to have this rotation principle.
And looking at the 2025 calendar, a couple of interesting additions and a different spin on 1 or 2 rallies. The return of Estonia, Spain's round moving to the Canary Isles, which I guess technically maybe that means we've got a second African round next season. And also this interesting there with the South American double header, where we have Paraguay and Chile. 2 events in the same region within a couple of weeks with it. Is that a blueprint for the WRC in terms of sustainable travel, in terms of how you kind of see the global footprint developing?
That's exactly the point. And we have, but therefore you have to have two markets, two event organizers who are professional and very much committed to do so. And luckily with Paraguay, it was amazing. Simon Larkin, who is doing our calendar and is our event director, he was there, and they created a video, and it was looking like the rally already started with the president of Paraguay sitting with him in a Toyota with rally stickers on, driving through crowds, everybody cheering. So I cannot wait to see this event to come. On the other hand, we have Chile. They now delivered, again, a stunning event. So you transport the cars there, and then you have truck transport. You have time for go from one rally to the other one. It saves budget and it saves footprint for sure. So this is going to work. Therefore, these back-to-back events is an ideal situation.
And also, obviously, now that the Central European Rally has matured and proven itself, 2 years, it's on the calendar for the third time. Is that a blueprint for maybe potentially more WRC events running across multiple countries?
This is let's say a very ambitious project, and it runs quite well, but we should not forget it's very complicated. And I can only praise the organizer, which is a common effort between ADAC in Germany, OMTC from Austria, and the Czech Republic, the Czech Federation doing that. There will be next year, so far as I've heard from the organizer, a little bit less complicated because we had a long days, long transport roads between the stages and so on. And let's say blueprint, for the moment, it's a unique event, but we are not against that we are covering borders. And by the way, not to forget, when we are in Paraguay, you cross the bridge and you're in Argentina.
Yes.
So this is something also, because we still in love to go to Argentina one day, but we can get all the spectators, all the fans already in. And there are some talks ongoing, but I cannot release everything. Otherwise, next year I have nothing to talk about.
Well, another 2025 change as well, moving from Japan as the season finale and an all asphalt rally into a new event in Saudi Arabia. So
yes,
maybe the roughest of the rough when it comes to a gravel event. That's a change in tack.
I would not say it's a rough in the rough. It's variety. As far as I learned, I was not there, but Simon Larkin was there and our team was already there. We have 3 rallies in one, 3 different surfaces, all kind of gravel roads, but not that I was told that it's a very tough, a very hard event. For us, it's a strategic move. Should not forget these countries, they do a lot in growing. They have a middle society who are fighting in the car passenger market for sales. For example, Hyundai is very strong in car sales. Ford is very strong in car sales. Toyota is very strong there. And this is an ideal possibility to make advertisement for the manufacturers to be presented. On top of that, we also think about to move the Middle East Rally Championship again, because I remember in the 80s, we have so much good drivers with the former Group B cars competing. We kind of lost them. And we hope that we can reignite the passion for rallying, having this rally there, and boost also a little bit that we have more participants from these countries. And by the way, do not forget, our FIA president comes from this area, super successful at his time, and something like this we are missing.
So moving it on to 2026, you mentioned Simon Larkin there being the prime mover in terms of bringing in new events. He has noted that a priority for 2026 is a US round of the WRC.
Yes.
It seems that is, well, I wouldn't say locked and loaded, but can you just describe to us the sort of like the route through 2025 and into 2026 to make sure that a US round is on the books and is ready to go?
Ready to go would be a little bit optimistic at the moment, but we are exactly in our plan. We will go there for 26. This is our commitment, and this is nothing we are discussing anymore. So therefore, there will be a test event in 2025. This is also in the books. Details has to be put out. We are also now getting close to the rallying community. We have support and we have good talks and coordination with our ARA, with local championship organizers and the local federation in every step of the planning. And at the moment, it's too early to discuss the details, but we are on a good way. And it's also no secret that the mountain roads of Eastern Tennessee are very suitable for our event. They are epic and they will add really a sporting challenge. And you know what my colleague Mark de Jong, who is in the project, told me, that we are using original roads of the bootloggers. leggers and the
yeah, the
moonshiners.
moonshine runners.
Yes,
Yeah.
and by the way, you had just before the session with NASCAR, and as far as I remember with my limited knowledge, that NASCAR also came out of this kind of smuggling very nice whiskey and so on. And by the way,
Indeed.
I have been in Tennessee and I really loved what they produce there, and especially the area of Chattanooga. So it's another more reason to go. But let's say don't drink and drive. On the other hand, we know that we have to offer something different. Yeah? We have to offer a show. So therefore, we are now really have a white piece of paper which we are drawing out our ideas together with our US partners, and we think having good spectator access to limited areas and to gallery areas, because we know that the tradition is, I think last time we were there, Olympus Rally in '88. So it's a long time ago. And it was not overcrowded by spectators, let me say it this way. Now we would like to really make an impact. That means also that we have to offer a good program. Let's say in Finland, the traditional guys are used to walk hours through the forest to be at the crest and stay there for the whole day and walk back in the evening. This is, I think, not what American spectators are used to, because they're used to go to NASCAR, have a full day party and so on. Okay, we cannot offer that, but we are in contact with NASCAR to learn from them. We are still able to learn, but we must create a good opportunity for easy access, and that is a family experience. And this is what we want to do, not losing DNA of rally, but do it different. This is our plan and our ambition.
How important then is it for you to have that sort of the strong links with ARA and know that there is a fan base to build from?
It's very important. And I have a huge respect of the whole organization, how they do their championship. It's driven by enthusiasm. There's a lot of good drivers there. Okay, not so many. There is also room for improvement for the cars. I saw some older cars, but I appreciate the whole spirit of the ARA, how they do the rally. So, and we are not coming as invaders. We are coming as friends. And again, I must say that we want to learn. We want to learn to deliver the best project altogether. This is our target.
And in terms of obviously US fans being primed for WRC appearing in the US, how important to that has Rally TV been? And this is, we're now coming off the back of the first season of round the clock Rally TV. How important is that in terms of making the connection?
This was paving the ground for us, because we saw that there is a rock solid fan base, and a lot of people love to see rallying because it's spectacular. You just saw the video, and this makes me also totally confident. If we do it in the right way and put all the pieces together, I think we will run through open doors. You should not forget the last attempt in the 80s. There was no TV at all. There was some guys going in the forest editing some clips. The technology was not there. It was never the live broadcast of rallies like Rally TV open new possibilities. And with our international and worldwide fan base, especially in US, we are confident that I think people would like to see it in real life.
Peter, I want to move you on to something that I know is, well, very, very close to your heart, and something that you're directly involved in. The Beyond Rally Women's Driver Development Program. You actually are heavily involved in that. We just saw on CER a sort of a three-way, I think shootout is the wrong word.
Oh, we can say so, but I don't like the picture with women with shootout. Okay, let's say it was a qualifying.
That was a very poor choice on my part, Peter.
No problem. We know what you mean.
But we've now got a situation. By the way, just to sort of backtrack as well, 3 drivers who were assessed on CR, but from a pool of 15. Including Madeline Tabor from the US. So a real sort of global class whittled down to the 3. But just talk us through that program and how we haven't sort of resolved a winner yet. We're still sort of in the stages of finding the winner.
It was so not planned what we are now doing, but you must see that the rally starts and the German lady had a fuel pump failure. So the first day was gone. So now direct comparison, just some stages. On the next morning, when everybody, and I made a reset. I said, because we cannot take a decision because somebody has a mishap on the technical side. Would not be fair. So we made a restart for Saturday. And the restart of Saturday, the lady from Belgium went off and killed the suspension. So again, no direct comparison. And our Scandinavian, our Finnish woman was good, but she was not on this speed like the others were. So what to do? So we drove it on the last day and let them fight again against each other. And then there was a separation by 1.1 seconds, and one of them has to overtake a car. And then we were discussing back and forth. And at the end of the day, nobody felt comfortable to make a decision for a full WRC junior WRC program based on this day. So we say, okay, now we have again a finale in Sweden, which is for both women. The place, they have the less experience at all. But on the other hand, they are fighting with the same weapons. Okay, now I do this with weapons. I should not.
I've started
okay. No problem. But we will prepare them properly. They will have a training camp with John Hawkland, who is also globally known. We will also contact the second driver, and they will have some days driving on the ice lake and on the stage that they are not coming totally, let's say, helpless on the snow. But it will be for them a unique experience. And after that rally, we will have the one who will do the rest of the program. This is the idea behind. As I said, it was not planned. This discussion was done between the jurors, and by the way, not my own decision. We had Burcu Cetinkaya for the women's in motorsport from FIA, Pernilla Solberg, I think I must not introduce her, and Maciek Woda from M Sport, and we had Rita Hemmerlein, who is the co-driver in the WRC2, and we were discussing, it was nearly a fight before the podium. And at the end I say, okay, if we cannot make a decision, let them go for another round. The women were quite surprised to get that, but now they are quite looking forward to it, to have their second WRC round in Sweden. I think this is something a lot of young drivers would love to do.
And as you say, Peter, the overall winner then gets a serious program as the prize. I mean, that along with things like the FIA Rally Star, how important do you think they are to nurturing talent and bringing it on?
It's a very important thing, and I think FIA did a big step with this Rally Star program. We are aligned with them, but we decided to go on women's participation. So it's an add-on. No secret that the winner of the FIA program, who was last year Romet Jürgensen from Estonia, who won his first season, who is now going to WRC2. And there is also Taylor Gill from Australia, who's doing another round in the junior WRC. These are really good and fast drivers. And I must say, if I look on our women's, we selected, the one did her third rally overall. The other one from Belgium is doing national championship event with a front-wheel drive Renault. So we could not expect that they go at this speed like the others do. Yeah. So therefore, I would say we should be fair. The expectations is not that one of them win the championship, but we have some expectations that they are able to match the speed. And I must say, when we had this Sunday, now let's say fight, they come closer to the fastest time in the category. At this time, Central European Rally was not a round of the junior WRC, but it was a round of the WRC3, and there were really good guys fighting. So it was good to see. At the beginning, they have 2 to 3 seconds, sometimes 4 seconds per kilometer, and at the end, they close the gap to 1.5. So I'm confident there's some potential. Maybe we are surprised in Sweden. We will see.
Well, Peter, Sweden is the second round of the 2025 championship. Yes. Before that, we have the grand prize of the Monte Carlo Rally, January 23rd to 26th. I believe that our time is at an end. I can see that the panelists re-entered the room, but there's always fascinating. A lot of ground covered. And Peter, you've got like 7 or 8 weeks before it kicks off again for real.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to that. I think 26 will be again a fantastic journey to 14 events, not 13. One more.
EPARTRADE is a digital platform that we've created basically to make life easier in the business community of auto racing.
EPARTRADE, there is no e-commerce. It's literally a connection just like at a trade show. So now, any time of the year, a buyer could reach out to a supplier.
When you see a product that you're interested in, all you need to do is click on request more information, and then from there it is forwarded directly to the buyer or to the supplier.
EPARTRADE really eliminates having to travel, closing down your shop. Now you have a place to showcase globally your racing product and technology.
Looking for a quick fix of motorsports news? The Speed Sport Daily is what you need. It's a free racing newsletter delivered directly to your email every day. We'll cover the winners and the losers and tell you who's making news off the track. It's NASCAR, NHRA, World of Outlaw, IndyCar, and so much more. Go to speedsport.com today and get signed up for America's free racing newsletter and get your daily motorsports fix. The Speed Sport Daily.
Land speed record holder George Poteet's Speed Demon rocketed 481 miles per hour at the Bonneville Salt Flats. You don't go that fast without ARP fasteners.
There is no way that we could go the speed that we've gone, the number of times we've gone, with a lesser quality bolt than ARP supplies to us. And we absolutely wouldn't be where we were today if it weren't for ARP.
When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
We're Performance Plus Global Logistics. Our team of dedicated performance industry and logistics experts get valuable cars and components to the track on time in top condition. We provide expedited logistics solutions for the performance industry using direct routes instead of deferred options, and communicate all necessary information to the appropriate resources to meet regulations and ensure a smooth transit and secure delivery, both domestically and internationally. And we exceed customer expectations by providing best-in-class service with an efficient and cost-effective system in place. Contact us today to book your next shipment.
Scott Lewis & Associates, the sales, marketing, and branding specialist for the automotive performance industry since 1988. We get our manufacturers on track by opening an extensive distribution network, providing product training to sales staff, creating fully integrated sales and marketing strategies, building successful industry partnerships, attending trade shows, events, and races, offering first-class support to customers. SLAI delivers solutions that win you sales. To get in touch with an SLAI representative, call 516-378-6100. Go to scottlewisinc.com or email info@scottlewisinc.com.
With roots in the Midwest that date back well before the Model T, Fifth Third Bank has a long history of serving the needs of automotive companies. While much has changed over the years, our passion for helping businesses put cars on the road and on the track has not. Today, we are more committed than ever as a member of SEMA, a founding member of PRI, and a sponsor of multiple race teams across several racing series.
For over a decade, Fifth Third Bank has been a staunch supporter of our industry and a great partner for many companies in the motorsports field.
Our business has been growing extremely fast, and really we could not be where we are today without Fifth Third. They provided amazing strategic advice, the capital we need to support our phases of growth.
They are true partners for me now, and what they do with their involvement in motorsports is untouched in this community.
Where can we take your business? Fifth Third Bank.
You work as hard as your truck, and you have no time for downtime. That's why more truck owners trust Blue Def, America's #1 diesel exhaust fluid brand. Each batch is guaranteed pure, so you can avoid costly repairs caused by inferior DEF. Demand America's best for your truck. Blue Def and Blue Def Platinum. Put trust in your truck.
When it comes to pushing the limits of performance, the pros know there's no room for compromise. At Crowder Cams, we don't just engineer camshafts and valve train components, we redefine what power means. Since 1955, Crowder Cams has been the name trusted by racers, engine builders, and gearheads around the globe. Whether you're building a street machine, a dragster, or a track car, Crowder Cams provides the muscle you need to dominate. And with Crowder, victory is within your reach.
For over 25 years, Wisconsin-based C-Tech Manufacturing has been engineering and manufacturing the toughest, most accessible aluminum tool drawers, cabinets, carts, and tactical storage solutions for America's hardest working professionals. Whatever you need to store and however you need to store it, put your trust in C-Tech Manufacturing. We build it better. Visit our new website at ctechmanufacturing.com or give us a call at 715-355-8842.
If you're watching this video, you might be wondering, what is WPC? WPC is a surface treatment designed to reduce friction and increase the strength of metal parts. As much as it might seem like a coating, WPC is actually a surface treatment. Think of it like shot painting, but the media is much finer, like talc. So what you're left with is a super hard, smooth surface that actually has some proprietary dry lubricants embedded within it. For more information, visit WPCtreatment.com.